As some of you may know, I recently bought some medieval armor. Actually, it's not so recent now, but not knocking the craftsmanship or anything. It is excellently done. However, it is made of very cheap materials. If you're getting into the making armor type stuff or medieval combat, note to self: if you want proper stuff, it's going to be probably in New Zealand dollars. It's probably going to be around, I'd say, 4K if you want a decent suit, unless you're going to make it yourself like me. Now, I got these gloves. I don't know if it was customs ripped them apart or if they were just really bad already, but these things just fell to bits. They absolutely fell to bits, and I think it could have been customs, like cutting them open because it's metal and they can't see, and they might be like, oh, there might be drugs in here, and they might have cut it open and tried to put it back together. Well, I think it was just cheap leather. And, well, sometimes you just got to rivet the pieces into new gloves. So I've got these old welding gloves here, and I'm just reapplying everything back onto here. It really does help if you have a farrier's anvil or something like this, because the rivets, they tend to bulge out and you don't want them hurting your knuckles. So once you've riveted them in, you've got to put them on the anvil. And I would recommend using a ball peen from the inside. Now, that's just so that you don't reverse dish the pieces, otherwise you'll end up with them dished in the wrong way. See how this one, I'll just bring it closer so you can see, but this one here is the first finger that I tried to paste over from the old gloves to the new gloves, and you can see how this has gone all flat, and it's a lot harder to work it out when it's on the glove than prior. You can still get it to dish round properly, but it's just a lot harder. You've got to put it on the edge here and sort of hold it with your fingers and try and hold the metal still. It's just an absolute nightmare. I've got here just a regular rechargeable drill. This is quite old actually. This is probably like 20 years old now. But oh yeah, another thing, it pays to drill the rivets just one at a time. If you're drilling multiple rivets out and you put it back in, you're going to lose track of the pieces unless you label them. If you're that way inclined, I'm not. And you're going to have to drill the rivets out. This is just going to be a little random vlog of me repairing some armor. So as you can see, this pieces come off here. These are made in little leather strips here. Oh, sorry, just get in the perspective there. So I've just got some filleting gloves on here so I don't cut myself on those little sharp edges. But we've got a hole in here. What I like to do is I drill a hole through the rivet with a stainless steel drill bit. I think it's stainless steel. It might just be hardened regular steel, I'm not sure. And then we take just a rivet. You can get aluminium rivets or steel rivets. If you're feeling adventurous, you can use a nail and just saw it off, but that can be a bit of problematic. And then we're going to take the regular glove, and I'm just going to drill a hole in the top half. Now, if it gets stuck, just reverse the drill polarity with a little switch on the side of the drill here. Otherwise, if you don't do that, it's just going to keep spinning the leather around, and it's going to be an absolute nightmare like before. So what I like to do is just stick the plate underneath, make sure it goes underneath, otherwise it's going to be a lot less protective. As you can see on the first finger here, I didn't do that. If I just put this in here, the audio quality is not probably going to be the greatest. I probably won't bother recording a voiceover, so you're just stuck with this raw footage for now. If I just put this back in here, you've got to push it all the way in. Sometimes the rivet is too long. That doesn't matter, that's not really the problem. Too short is worse. Just push this through here. You really want to push the top layer of the leather up against the steel, otherwise the rivet is just going to fail and you're going to have a whole lot of problems. Then we're just going to take our rivet gun, we'll just pop this on here. You're going to want to hold it really firm up in the base here, and then just squeeze. And sometimes it doesn't get traction on the shaft of the rivet. This is the shaft of the rivet that the gun is trying to grab, and you just got to keep persisting. You'll know when it's doing its job because you'll feel a little bit of resistance. It normally takes quite a bit for these longer rivets to pop in properly. You can do it a lot faster if you've got multiple people or like a rig to hold everything, but it's really quite unnecessary when you can just use a rivet gun and a drill. Maybe I'll title this "How to Fix Your Gauntlets with Nothing But a Rivet Gun and a Drill," even though there's also a ball peen hammer and a ferrous anvil, but you don't really need all of this equipment. You can do it with a lot less. It's just harder. We just go in here, go. There we go, and it's got the final pop. Now you might think that the show's over and that you're done here, but you definitely don't want to stop here. You want to really make sure that that rivet is actually going to hold it. Sometimes it doesn't, by putting the finger on the ferrous anvil. And then just good old bashing, and that should flatten it out under so it doesn't hurt as much. I've drilled an extra hole that's not supposed to be in here in the thumb for this gauntlet, just so that I can have the option to rivet it down solid if it doesn't want to go back on the device, because I've got a piece here that's supposed to be a hinge on here and I might have to replace the hinge entirely, just because it's pretty bad. I don't know, I think that's a steel rivet. I'm not actually sure, it might be aluminum. I'll drill it, and if it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Oh, lucky day. We managed to get it. So this is, I'll just show you a close-up real quick. This right here is one of the points that failed on this armor. It's just because it's not strong enough. I hope that's focusing. Doesn't seem, my camera doesn't want to focus. But this little pin here, it can get jammed, and it just ripped the whole joint off here. So I could try and put this back together the whole way, but I think it's just going to be easier to get another joint here for the thumb, because it's just an absolute nightmare. Now, luckily, because the leather is so shoddy on some of this armor here, sometimes with the first two and this one, you can just rip the whole thing off clean without having to. Although I think sometimes they just sort of glue it. That's how bad it is. Oh man, these two fingers are actually quite good. They did a good job, but scratch that, it's not that great. So it looks like they've done a really good job of these two fingers, not a good job of the other two fingers. I don't imagine they'd let me into a tournament with just two fingers guarded. I honestly can't be bothered taking this off, so I might just make a new piece for these and just hope they don't chop off my two front fingers. Oh wait, oh no, oh that's bad, I lost it. I lost a piece. Where'd it go? Well, that's that gauntlet there gone. That piece is long gone. I'm just gonna smile and pretend that that didn't make me infuriatedly angry. Alright, I'm just going to skip straight to installing this piece, and I might make some separate pieces for this later. I think instead of installing a rivet here to the main frame, I might not do that. I'm not really sure. I'm just going to put this on so that I've got a mould. I don't have a hand mould to put this in, so I'm just going to put it on. Just going to go through here. This is the upper part of the gauntlet. And this one has two rivets missing that go there, so I've got to mark these with a pen or something so that I can see where to drill them. I could just drill them like this, but that would probably make me bleed, so I'm not going to do that. Let's take this out. Just lean them up on the ferrous anvil down. I'll just try and get it as far over as possible so that it's not restricting movement. I'll just drill a hole in the leather. Go. I'll just start with one hole, I think, when I move on to the next. Or just sort of eyeball it. Where is... Looks like I'm out of rivets, so I'm going to go and check the garage for some rivets just zoom in here really quick so you can see. Where do I leave the rivets? Come on. There's got to be some rivets somewhere over here. Come on. Here we go. There we go. We now have the rivets. I'll put you back on the camera stand. Hopefully it's not too boring just sitting in one place for too long. Let's zoom in so you don't have to look at the car. There we go. The car kind of breaks the immersion over there. Alright. We'll just take one of our handy dandy rivets. I don't think we'll need a huge as rivet, but I'm going to use a huge as rivet just to make sure that it goes in so I don't have headaches trying to put it back in later. Push it all the way in. I've got to hold it. It's very important to hold it tight, otherwise the rivet just will not work properly. Tell you what, it's probably going to be easier doing this side without the two fingers on. I might be able to just smith together some makeshift other. Oh no, this rivet gun's the wrong size, isn't it? What size is this shaft? Oh no, please work. If this doesn't work, I'm going to be very sad. Oh yes, here we go. There's hope. There's hope. Keep it firm. Oh man, this is the fiddliest thing ever. Gotta have like dexterity level 1,000,000 to get this in. Okay, here we go. Come on. You can do it. Little rivet. I believe in you. You can save my gauntlets so I don't have to spend like $400 on a new set. These things were majorly overpriced, but I don't actually think they were overpriced in terms of how much labour it would have taken to make the pieces, because I've made suits before, but they weren't very good suits obviously, and I know how much work it takes to get decent fluting like this on here. It's got to be hours of work, unless you got like a press. If you got a modern tool, you could stamp these things pretty fast, but I'm pretty sure ordering it from India, they wouldn't have had presses. They might have had presses, I'm not sure. I mean, India is coming along in technology quite a lot. Depends which area it was produced in. I don't know which area it was produced in though, so who knows. Alright, that's the first hole done. Now I've got to drill the second hole. I sure hope the camera doesn't run out of recording time there. Just got to drill a hole in the side here. It's got to be very, very precise. There we go. Another rivet. Just put this through. Another one here. When in doubt, YouTube tutorials. Oh, come on. Oh no, I'll drill it out a little bit better. Don't copy me, that was really unsafe. There we go. Come on. Please go in. Please go in. Alright, it's in. Now we just got to rivet this thing together. Come on. Stupid thing. You'll be surprised how hard it is on your grip if you don't have grip trainers. Like me, I don't have grip trainers, I just have this thing. Oh, come on. No. Sometimes you can get the rivet like all the way to nearly done, and then right at the last minute it just pops out, and you've got to do it all over again. It's so frustrating. Just don't check to make sure that the camera's still recording, because otherwise I'm talking to no one. Yeah, it's still going. Canon X's. They're cheap, they cost like $100, and they get the job done. Don't need a fancy camera. Well, I also don't have a fancy camera anymore. But we'll get a fancy camera again one day. If I get that sweet, sweet ad revenue. Oh, here we go. There's the last pop, and that took forever. Now, just to definitely make sure that I'm not going to lose all of that progress, gotta just flatten it a little bit out. They can't be too good on the leather. Right, I might consider trying to fix this. I think it's going to be quite difficult though. I've never done this before. I might just try and use this rivet shaft as a lever to try and pull this open. We might be able to save this. If we were to save this, it's not for structural purposes, it is purely for aesthetic reasons. I must say though that whoever made this did an excellent job with the breastplate and the gauntlets. They are of excellent quality in terms of aesthetic looks. This needs polishing. It is so very slovenly looked after. I feel kind of bad. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I just popped her a bit. Alright. That's alright. I'm going to end the video there and go punch some trees with this to blow off steam. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a nice day. Goodbye.